What's good, BFM? This is Bigtone coming at you again from Bigtone Productions, Beats and Feast. You know what time it is. It's time for another cooking video. Today we're going to do, I don't know, let's call it a hybrid dish because I'm kind of taking one dish and mixing it with the other one. But we're going to do spinach artichoke shells with meat sauce. So it's kind of like, I'm sure there's videos of people doing it before, but I'm putting my little twist on it. So, hey guys, if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, make sure you share the video. Let's get started with some spinach artichoke stuffed shells. The supporting cast is as follows. So, I've got, for the meat sauce, I got a half pound of ground beef and half pound of Italian sausage that's just mild Italian. If you want to use a spicy, go ahead. It's perfectly fine, whatever you like. Then I'm cheating a little bit, so I'm using the Prego meat sauce. You can always start with just the tomato sauce and spice it up yourself. Although I am going to put spices in here. I'm going to put a little bit of oregano, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, of course, spice it up a little bit. Then I'm going to use a little bit of heavy cream, some sour cream. This is a whole onion. I got some Philadelphia cream cheese. As you remember, I only use Philadelphia cream cheese. And then you got to have the large shells, the jumbo shells. I got some chopped spinach, frozen spinach. If you want to use fresh, be my guest. And I got some Parmesan cheese. I got a can of artichokes that have been marinating in, I think this is an olive oil marinade. And then I got some garlic. Of course, always my friends, pink Himalayan sea salt and black pepper. And again, like I said, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning as well as some oregano and probably a little thyme. So guys, let's get started with this. It's an easy recipe, it doesn't take long. Pull this over here a little bit. As you can see, I got my pasta on. I want to blanch that only for about 5 minutes. I just want to make it so that those are pliable enough so I can work with it. And over here we're going to start our meat sauce. So we're going to start with a little bit of olive oil in the bottom there. And we're going to put in our onions. And a nice big spoonful of minced garlic. Alright, we're going to stir that up. And we're just going to let them get caramelized a little bit till they start changing colors. So, that's what we're going to start with. Let me check my noodles. Make sure. Not quite long enough, but we don't want to get those overcooked because this is all going in the oven. So from here we're just going to put in our sausage and our ground beef, and we're going to chop that up. Alright, we're going to let that cook down for a second, come back and do a little seasoning on it. As this is cooking along here, add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. Forgive my arm, I'm sorry about that. A little bit of cracked black pepper. We're going to add just a tad bit of basil here. I told you I'm cheating a little bit by using that pre-made Prego, but we got to spice it up. We can't leave it plain. That's terrible. Stir that up a little bit. And I'm going to add just a little bit of thyme to this. Alright, so we're going to let that brown off. We're going to go over and start on our filling. Alright, so here we got my artichokes. I've drained off all the fluid. And we're just going to chop these up. I don't like them to be too small because I want to taste the artichokes in there. And you can put as much or as little as you want. Of course, that's your choice. We're just going to chop these up a little bit. Just so they're like that. We don't want them too chopped up fine. We want to taste the artichoke a little bit. We're just going to put that into a bowl. There's the artichokes. I got my spinach here. You want to make sure that you drain that spinach. With frozen spinach, it's got a lot of water in there, so you want to drain it as much as you can and just pour that in there. We're going to mix these two up just a little bit. Next thing we're going to add is a little bit of sour cream. And we're going to add our cream cheese to it. I'm going to cut my cream cheese up. I wish I would have let it become room temperature a little bit more. I could always zap it in the microwave for a second, but I'm not going to do that. And we're going to put those in small pieces or smaller pieces so we can mix it up a little bit easier. Alright, so there we go. Cream cheese, sour cream is in. So this is easy, a little bit easier to mix. I'm going to add a little bit of heavy cream to this. And of course we got to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Don't need a lot of salt, just a little. And some cracked black pepper. There we go. And we're going to start to mix this. So essentially this is spinach artichoke dip. You're not going to bake it though. Well, you are going to bake it, but you're not baking just the dip. So we're going to mix this up in here real good. We're going to add just a tad bit of Parmesan cheese to this. There we go. And we're going to mix that all up as well. Simple as that. From there, we're going to go back over to the oven and continue with the meat sauce. Let's mix this up a little bit. Guys, so the ground beef is cooked up here nicely. We're just going to add our sauce to it. I won't be using this whole container, of course. Just enough to... We'll find the right consistency here in just a moment. Just a little bit more. There we are. Alright, so to this, we're going to add some more seasoning. We're going to add a little bit, for a little heat, red pepper flakes. Not very much, just a tad. Going to add just a little bit more basil. 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 And we're going to add just a pinch of cumin. Give it a little tang to it. There we go. Alright, and we're going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning to it. Alright, so we're going to let this cook here for just a moment. In the meantime, we're going to go over and start stuffing our shells. We're over here. We're going to start stuffing our shells, but before we do so, I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the bottom of this. Try so the things don't stick. We're also going to add a little bit of marinara sauce to the bottom as well. Just so the shells don't stick to the bottom. Alright, so we're just going to take shells. This is very simple. Just going to take one of the shells. You can see they're pliable now. And we're going to grab a spoon. We're going to grab a spoonful of our mixture. We're just simply going to stuff them. Just like that. Put as much or as little as you want. That's about right for me. We're just going to place them in here. Let me do another one here real quick. Didn't get all my cream cheese mixed up, but we'll take care of that. Gonna stuff that one. And we're just gonna place it in here. Just like that. Try to get them sit side by side. But I'm gonna do the rest of my shells here, and I'll be back and show you what it looks like after I'm done with them. So I've got all my shells stuffed here, as you can see. Looks great. I put a little salt and pepper over the top, a little added flavor. Now we're gonna take our meat sauce, and we're just gonna place it over the top. So I kind of think of this like I don't know, maybe a deconstructed lasagna almost, because the even though it's not ricotta cheese, and you could use that if you wanted to, make this recipe your own, but it kind of acts like the ricotta cheese inside of a lasagna. You got your pasta shell and your meat sauce. So we're spreading this all over the top here, the meat sauce. You know, I gotta have a little meat. I can't just do the marinara sauce. So this is gonna go in a 350 oven, probably for about 35 to 45 minutes. Really just so the pasta finished cooking and the cheese is gonna get nicely melted over the top that I'm gonna show you here next. And over the top of the meat sauce, we're gonna add some Parmesan over the top. Disperse that a little bit more evenly. And then I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese. Only because this is what I had in the refrigerator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a 350 oven, but I'm going to tent this with some aluminum foil for the first probably 20-25 minutes. Then I'm going to take the aluminum foil off and make sure the cheese gets nice and melted and ooey and gooey. But hey guys, this is going in 350 oven. All right, so there it is. It's about halfway through. So I've taken the foil off of it. I'm going to put it back in the oven for about another 20 to 25 minutes. Spinach artichoke stuffed shells with the meat sauce straight out of the oven. That's what it looks like straight out of the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plate this up for you, serve it with a little garlic bread, and you know what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that bite. Guys, here we go. Spinach artichoke stuffed shells with a meat sauce, a little bit of garlic bread. You know what I'm waiting for. I'm not even going to wait. I'm going in for that bite. Cut a little piece, get some spinach in there, some artichoke, a shell, a little bit of meat sauce. Oh Lord. You have to try this, guys. It's as fast, simple, and easy. Believe me, you will not be disappointed. A little bit of garlic bread. Hey guys, excuse me. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. Make sure you share the video. Hey, this is Bigtone signing off. Peace.